Wakanda Forever. Wait. Hey friends, welcome to another episode of Casually Catrice. So glad to have you here with me. If you have not already, please go ahead and press that subscribe button, okay? And feel free to like this video if you really do. Leave comments, I always welcome them because today I really want to hear your thoughts, okay? Regarding Wakanda Forever and Love is Blind. These are two pieces of our entertainment industry, okay, that has been taking place this week that has everyone talking, okay. I was able to go and see Wakanda Forever on Friday. I thought it was the opening release night, but then like I saw a lot of people posting it on Thursday and I was like, what did I miss? But it's okay though, because I still was able to see it early before any spoilers came out or anything like that. So I'm gonna tell you now, this episode will be spoilers. Okay, so if you have not seen it, and if you do not want to know about it, I will understand if you fast forward this part, okay? But yeah, so I went and saw it on Friday, and I thought it was good. I would say I went into it not having too many expectations just because I lost my good friend Chadwick, okay? And I knew that they had to make a pivot. With the script, of course. I mean, Ryan Coogler, he talked about that and things of that nature. So I knew I wouldn't be able to compare it to the first one. But of course, if y'all did ask me to do that, I would tell you, of course, it's not no comparison, okay? The first one is up there, all right? But I will say for the change I know they had to make in the script, I think it still was a very good movie. I would tell anybody to still go and see it, support the culture, okay? But yeah, I think the only expectation I truly had was to feel very emotional. Like I really went in there expecting that I was going to cry. I did. Especially when I had been reading on and I saw people talking about like the first 4 minutes to get you, the last 4 minutes to get you, because those are really where they're paying tribute to Chadwick. And though I thought it was a beautiful, it didn't give me that tearjerk reaction I thought it was going to give. I was expecting more, I feel. So that happened, unfortunately. But I saw some people that said it did do it. I'm a very emotional person when it comes to like movies and shows. If it's something that really gets me, I'm gonna shed a tear. I have no problem doing it. But it didn't do that for me. And so I don't know with that, if I had too high of an expectation to feel emotional. And so to the point where when I was seeing the things they were supposed to touch, like it touched me, but you know, it didn't do what I thought it would. So that part happened. It's just overall, I just felt like it was missing that okay, if that makes sense. Like the first one gave you, and of course it was the first one, it was introducing you to it, and you did have your Chadwick, you did have Michael B and things like that really did bring something strong to the movie, of course. Whereas with this one, it was like I was missing it. Okay, I don't know how else to say it. And so it is a part in the movie where the sister, as she's becoming Black Panther, she goes and she like drinks their juice or whatnot that Lupita gives her, and she goes to see her ancestors. And of course, I'm pretty sure she thought she'll see her brother. Oh yeah, Angela passed, I'm sorry. So I'm pretty sure she thought she would see her mom, as opposed to, but she saw Michael B, his character. And for that split moment of when that was happening, it was like that scene between them, I was like, okay, we getting somewhere, you know, like it brought me back to the first one of like the nitty gritty and just in that one moment that I was like, okay, this is something that I feel like overall the movie is missing. But like I said, Angela, she passed away, okay? That took me by surprise, okay? It still did not make me cry. It was just like, oh my God, I'm ready to go. Y'all gonna kill Angela, all right? But, so that part did happen. But overall, the scope of the movie was really Wakanda finding their way back after Black Panther, passed away. They did make mention of that in the movie. They did call it like an unknown illness. So they did like kind of touch base on all of that about Chadwick. But they had to go up against these new people, okay, that I recently found out is a part of the Marvel world. But that, of course, was my first time hearing about them because I need to catch up on my Marvel. I'm not gonna tell you a story. But yeah, they were like powerful mermaids, y'all, for a lack of better way to describe them. And so they had like this king named Namor, and he was like super strong, y'all. He had wings on his feet, okay? He could just fly, shoot up. It was crazy, okay? And so when they first introduced him and just how the way they was attacking things, I was really like, how can you beat these people? Like, it was insane of the strength that they had and the things that they were able to do, especially him. And he was the one that killed Angela. I'm just go ahead and tell y'all. But and so it was crazy. And so when they first went to battle, like, y'all, they told Wakanda up, okay? And I was really like, how they beat them? How can you possibly beat them? It just really seemed impossible, all right? But of course, we should have the strong scientist Shuri. She ends up getting a little sidekick, I would like to say. There was very strong scientists as well, and they really did come up with a way that they realized of how the way they could defeat the mermaid man. That's what I call him. Namor or whatnot, which was to like dry him out or whatever. So they did come up with a neat idea in regard to that, but in the midst of like Shuri, because she turned into Black Panther, going against Namor and really just trying to get back at him for killing her mom and stuff, okay? Wakanda still had to go against his people. And yeah, his people still getting in on Wakanda. I'm not gonna tell you those stories. So I'm very glad that eventually Shuri did find a way to like come to amends with Namor, because Wakanda was about to lose, all right, again. But basically, they did a fight scene close to the end, Namor and Shuri, and even in that moment, it was like, this the fight scene. Like, it still just didn't have that that I was looking for. But all in all, it was a transition or whatnot, and I do still think they did do good on it. Shuri, she did show at the end that she's not a killer, okay? She's not here to kill or whatnot. Her and the guy were able to make an alliance and come to amends or whatnot. And yeah, I do think it's an introduction to, I guess, going into like the next one or whatnot, because he did make mention about they'll need us one day and they know that they can come to us. So I'm pretty sure that's not the last that we're gonna see of them or whatnot. And then at the end, please, you already know to stay after the credits, okay? But then it also showed that T'Challa, he has a son, okay? And of course his son is with Lupita. And so he, calls himself T'Challa Junior, I guess. Yeah. Well, he's Prince or whatnot. And so I guess it's intriguing to see where they will go with that. Like I say, haven't really been into Marvel like that, read the comics or anything, so I didn't even know that T'Challa had a son. But yes, he is introduced and he is proud, okay? And I to be his son, yeah. But I can't be mad at that, because hey, why would you not be? So I think that was something that they're going to visit if we get a third one or whatnot. But like I said, it was good. Check it out, okay? Go support the film. It's definitely worth a watch, all right? And take your tissue just in case, because like I said, I did hear some people say it did have them teary-eyed or whatnot. So, Chad, we love you. We definitely missed you. And I still think you would definitely be very proud of this film and what they were able to create. But yeah, something else that's been happening is Love is Blind, okay? And so I must say my best is the one that really got me into this, because during Kobe in quarantine when the very first episode season happened. I did not check it out. I did not. But last season, I did get introduced to it. So I did watch it. And that season, it didn't do nothing for my life. But this one, okay, this one was very interesting. It had some mess, okay, some drama, and just some interesting takes that I would love to hear what you think about it. Okay, hold on, let me drink some more because it had social media like in a rumble, all right, about Cole, Zay, Bartice, and Nancy. And then you have your positive people like Raven and SK. Oh, love them, y'all. I'm so glad to see that they are still dating. Even though, you know, SK said no at the altar, which I was very shocked by, okay? But I think he did do what was best for them at that time period. Because he was about to leave for school, you know? And I would say I was very shocked but glad to see how much Raven was into him, because starting off it seemed like she was being real distant, but I think that was just her, you know, getting used to seeing this person and things like that outside the pod. And I just appreciate SK for being always so patient with her and loving her the right way, as he always says. And I just love that, okay? But yes, then you had, what my good friend's name was? Oh, there we go. Alexa and Brennan. All right. And I mean, from get-go, they showed that they were here for each other. They were the first couple to, you know, for him to propose to or whatnot. So they did get married. So definitely glad for them. I do love them and wish them the very best. And then you had Man and Colleen, who, you know, initially I was shocked to see together, but, you know, considering with my poor Colleen when she had two people, they basically said, you're not for me. You know, I'm glad she was still able to find love or whatnot, but basically with Man and Colleen and then with Zay and Cole, they had their own little issues going on, because Cole basically told Colleen that he was, like, she was his type. They were out and about, like she would be like the type that he would approach. But here's the thing though, it's not like he just came out in the open and said that. They literally, Colleen and him were having a talk, and she asked, who's your type, you know, physical wise, and he said her or whatnot. But he still gave props that Zay was his type in terms of emotional, you know. And so Man and Colleen, they did get married, and I wish them best. But I'm sorry, friend, on that reunion show, she looked scared, okay? And so I really just hope that she be good, okay? That she be good, and that she really is happy in this marriage or whatnot. But because of that scene between them, it's just really, they really try to paint Cole in like the worst light ever. And Zay, she didn't want to let my friend live, like, at all, like during the show, and then even at the reunion and things like that. And so I just really wanted to talk a little bit about them, because of course she left him at the altar, but with it, her speech to him was like, you know, disrespected me, you insulted me, and basically how the way he really tore down her self-confidence or whatnot. And so, you know, basically, I would never marry you or whatever. And so with the interview she's done, and even on the reunion, she was still like really coming at Cole's neck, okay, of talking about how awful of a person he was. Wait, he had her feeling like she could only eat salads or like bananas and some spoon of peanut butter or whatever. And then she mentioned about a scene where he was talking about her eating two cuties, right? And so I'm really like, dang, if you really feel this way about him, how was he somebody you was about to marry? You know, because if he kept making you feel this way, I just feel like you would have ended things long, especially how the way she presents herself as a strong woman. I just feel like you would have been ended things way before you even made it to that altar. But yeah, it was just really odd. You know, I really don't know how to take what she's saying, because, you know, I can never deny about how the way, you know, somebody makes you feel. But it does seem like, from even with the cutie situation, I'm so glad production played that back. It's like, because of the initial conflict with Colleen and knowing that that's his type physically, I think it brought up insecurity that A, she already had, and B, it made her interpret things he was saying to be so negative when it wasn't even that. Like with the cuties, he wasn't saying that, oh, you shouldn't, you big, you don't need to eat 2 cuties. He was really saying, like, we going to a big dinner tonight, I don't want you to lose your appetite. That's how the way I interpret it. But because she already is so self-conscious that she is not his type physically, I feel like she took it as, oh, okay, he judging me for eating 2 cuties because he not comfortable with my size already. So it was just really like, dang, that ain't even what he meant. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to talk about how the way, oh, I only eat bananas, a spoon of peanut butter and stuff. He literally asked her why that's all you ate. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't even know that's all she had eaten when he had made mention about, dang, you eating 2 cuties, you know, we going out to eat, you know. So it was just like a lie. And I just really feel like the way he got dragged, he did not deserve to be dragged. He looked so disheveled. I feel bad for Fred, because it was just really like it was no way out for him. They was picking apart any little word he said, and I just really hated for him. So Cole, stay strong. I really do pray you do find the love of your life and that you're able to move forward from this, and that you have a very strong support system. Or what have you. But yeah, all their scenes was crazy. It was crazy. And then it was like, you know, she kept wanting to say that how the way he was saying he wasn't as physically attracted to her or not, but I feel like she kept asking questions that were going to not help her, you know, in terms of self-confidence, because he's asked, you know, who am I, a 9 or a 10? Or, you know, is there anybody at 10 there? And, Cole, no. Was giving some very honest answers that, you know, I feel like if you do want to be honest, you could still, like, explain better that even if I do see somebody as a 10, you know, in terms of appearance-wise, you're the full package for me, because I have the emotional connection and I am physically attracted to you, you know. But so I do think he had his little naive moments in terms of that, and even being able to feel that, like, my fiance, I'm constantly hurting her when I am answering the questions, you know, and I want to be honest because I don't want to lie, but, you know, still just being able to have that sensitive feeling towards her of still being able to build her up, even with being honest, you know, or, you know, to still be able to give her that sense of comfort that you are the apple of my eye, okay? So I do think he missed those of being able to see how the way she truly was feeling internally. But at the end of the day, even beyond that, they would have never made it, to me, honestly, because besides that, even showing them in the apartment when they were living together and things of that nature, it totally felt like she saw him as her kid, you know, and I think that was mainly because of their age difference that they did have. So I honestly feel like they still wouldn't have made it, because I don't think she was ever going to be able to let go of how much younger he was than her, which it ain't that drastic of a difference to me, but she just kept always picking at that. So I just feel like even with that's not something that's going to lead to a successful marriage or whatnot. So I strongly dislike how the way she said things had to alter, but she did them both a favor at the end of the day, because especially not in this day and age right now, it was not meant for them to be together, okay? So, yeah, we had that. And at the end of the day, it was a very interesting season for sure. These were some interesting people. Bartiz and Nancy. What's crazy to me is how hard everybody went on Cole, but, like, Bartiz had his time periods, okay, too, where he was brutally honest with Nancy, and she barely even, he just came out talking about it, Raven. Yeah, it was somebody he connected with in the past, but he chose Nancy. But of course, when he saw Raven, he was like, ooh, fire, she fine, okay? And so he was expressing that to his fiance out the blue. Like, ooh, I love seeing Raven. She was a smokehouse, this, and that, and all of that. And then when he's helping Matt through a situation that occurred, he going, I wish I had what you had in terms of being attracted to your person and things like that. And it's just like, dang. Hello? I feel like he went about it completely different, and everybody overlooked that. And so even Nancy on the reunion, she wanted to be all hyped towards Cole and stuff like that. But honey, please understand, you were kind of like in the same situation, and your situation was different in the approach of how the way it happened. You didn't even ask about nobody's appearance and stuff, and my friend just came out and told you everything, okay? And even with all of that, you was still ready to marry him, when I feel like from what I saw on the show, not sure, of course, what was happening behind the scenes, but it seemed like he was already showing you signs that you want his one. That's just my personal opinion, okay? So yeah, Bartiz for me, Nancy, I was still trying to figure out why you got up there and said, yes, but I can't question your heart. But your family though, baby, your brother had me joked out, okay? Because he showed from day one when he first met him that he was not here for him. So he was fired up at that wedding. And I was really like, y'all better hold him back, because he won't Bartiz, okay? Even the mama was G with it, okay? So, yeah, they wouldn't have made it either. So, but she handled it well at the altar. And you know, I wish her well too. I wish Bartiz well, and everyone else that did not find their love from a particular show. But you know, just long run in the future in these marriages, you know, we shall see what happens. Unfortunately, last season, the two couples that got married are divorced now, or getting divorces, or what have you. So I'll see what this one brings. But shout out to the first season couples. I say I didn't watch it, but yeah, I was able to hear about like Lauren and the other couple of like watching a reunion, whatever, with them. So they're still striving. So yay, kudos to them. Keep doing y'all thing. But yeah, that's my takes. Please sound off in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. I really want to hear what you thought about Wakanda Forever. I want to know what you thought about Love is Blind, okay? And yes, just thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, guys. So have a great week. TTYM.